Okay, Lonnie, the floor is yours.
No, because I was reading Deuteronomy the other day where it was like, if you're obedient to God, and I made a joke about it because it was like a paragraph. It wasn't them, it's the light.
I know, but
it was a paragraph that said, if you're obedient to God, this is what it looks like. Now it said, if you're disobedient to God, it was like 3 pages worth of stuff. It was just like, dang, God gonna get in your ass if you're disobedient. And so as I go through what we're going through in our life, I'm like, well, I'm being blessed through this season.
Mm-hmm.
But my husband is getting dragged. And is he being drugged because of his state of mind? And he has potential to come to the space that I'm in? Or is he being drugged because he's not supposed to go where I'm going? The spanking he's getting, because it literally said, I will make you the lender, not the borrower. And I gave somebody $75 today. Meanwhile, my husband's telling me to start paying half the rent. So even in this present situation, I am the lender and my husband is the borrower. So someone is receiving God's favor and blessings and someone is not. And these two people are married together. So what does that mean? Does that mean because I was the borrower at once upon a time, but I refuse to call anybody and borrow some money? I'm gonna go DoorDash. I'm gonna go clean toilets. I'm gonna go do whatever I gotta do.
Until we make it big.
Until we make it big. And then it is what it is. And he's going to be so far behind by the time that time hits because I've been working to prepare my family for this moment. He ain't going to be ready. And he's going to continue to build in resentment. So I think he's supposed to get left off. So how do you do that and protect the children?
There is no protection. You can't protect them from his choices. He knows what he's doing. He knows what's at stake. That's like when I told you when people go to jail and then they make their family upset. It's like you didn't think about your family and how that would affect them. You just did what you wanted to do.
Receive.
And you can't necessarily, you got to work all that back if you choose to. But if you don't, not you, him. But
how do I, as their mother, not protect, but walk them through this with as little trauma as possible?
Don't be the one that's abusive.
Definitely won't be the one who's bad-mouthing the other spouse. But how do I prepare them to encounter the one that's bad-mouthing the other spouse? Because if he's already talking trash about me and he's still married to me, do you think it's going to improve once we're divorced, or it's going to get worse?
Well, when you say divorce, you still want the boys to go over his house?
It'll be 50-50 custody or 60-40 or whatever the court orders.
I just think you'll be doing XYZ and they'll just go to dad's house and eat pizza and sit on the couch all day.
Well, then they'll bring their own food. They'll know how to cook it because you're teaching them how to cook. They'll have such a structure that dad can do whatever dad wants to do. Excuse me. My sons will have structure and they'll be able, just like you.
So that's your counteract. You gotta keep teaching them. You gotta raise them without him, basically. You gotta raise them without you. You gotta raise them in the perspective that they won't have either of you guys, because none of this is permanent. Clearly.
Well, that's the way I raised you. I always said, and I always prided myself, because I was like, I could disappear for a month and Bailey could run my household. So I've always prided myself in that. And now I'm teaching you the other side.
But you gotta just be compassionate with it too.
Yeah.
Understand, you're coming from a space of teaching them self-love and not to take care of themselves. Because then if you put it in the box to take care of themselves, then it feels like a chore.
And they won't develop self-love.
Mm-hmm.
They will not connect that into the space of self-love, which means now they got to do extra stuff for self-love, when in reality, just caring about your space is the first act of self-love.
Exactly. You being able to feed yourself correctly.
You better pop your stuff, Adoy.
I don't know. You got to put it in a different box instead of abuse and all these volatile words. You got to think about it from a child's perspective. They're still innocent, and to keep their innocence is gonna have to show them, you know, things happen.
I'm gonna have to show them how to speak up for themselves and say, "Hey, Dad, that's not cool." Do you think that we deserve to hear you talking about our mother like that? Do you think we deserve to hear you talking about our sister like that?
And it's beyond that. Ugh. Yeah, he's.
Yeah, it's something.
He's weird.
He is.
I don't really like that dynamic, cause I mean he's just been doing this for how long, and I'm really happy that it's finally coming to this point. Like I really want these towers to fall.
I used to talk shit about you with them though, so I used to be shady boots too. You forgiving me?
But
I'm different.
I would say you're different. For my own good, it would be best to, you know,
give me a pass.
Not give you a pass, but work. Like I feel like we're working through it here.
I agree.
So, if I felt the inclination that you're talking about me now, then that would be a complete.
Wouldn't that be crazy? Me talking shit about you right now? That would just seem.
That would be crazy.
Foreign. Like that just seems foreign.
Exactly.
To fix my mouth and say something to tear you down.
Right. Say it to my face, literally. Like, say it to help me. I don't know. Say it so I know. Like, huh?
I don't know why I would ever talk trash about you, but I did.
Well, it's because.
Well, just saying, I talk trash about Angel. Like, why can't she get her shit right? Like, this is fucking crazy. But if I wouldn't do it about you because you're doing what I want you to, then I shouldn't do it about the kids that aren't doing what I want them to.
Right, because that also
creates the same energy.
Exactly.
Okay, Adoy, pop your stuff 2 in a row. Teaching lessons and don't even know you teaching them. Yeah. Crazy world.
Yeah, I mean.
I'm really praying. I almost texted her. I was like, this nigga told me to pay half the rent.
Who?
T.
Oh, that's funny.
I was like, we gotta make this pop. This then lost his line.
Nope, don't trauma dump.
But guess what? What's gonna happen next month when I can pay half the rent? This gonna be like, well, I'm gonna need you to pick up all these other. And that's how it turns into what you've been paying all these bills all this time. Ooh. Okay, Adoy.
I'm like, reading more. Reading more of these people's social behaviors.
Yeah, because when you read that to me, I was like, well, this is different because... And then, less than 7 hours later, my husband calls me and tells me he wants me to start paying the bills. And I was like, well, what happens if I do start paying the bills? Then he's going to be like, I need you to pay more bills because I can't. And then it's going to come to a space where he falls into this depression. And in that depressive state,
because his wife is making more money or making money enough to sustain, and he's not used as much as
his wife sat up here on this bed and told him that she was gonna make these millions, and she actually did it. Like, and I didn't believe her, which means I was wrong. Mm-hmm. Like, there's a lot of shit that he's gonna be dealing with,
and he's already dealing with it.
And so, I can definitely see him saying, "You've been paying these bills." Keep paying them.
Go get the other broom if you need to.
I'm gonna see if I can do this. Because I think it's more so the dustpan than the broom. I ain't watched a K-drama since a K-drama watched me. I dream about watching K-dramas every day. Like, that's my dream. To be able to sit down and just fucking watch a K-drama. Ain't that something that's gonna be like, you know, my guilty pleasure? And everybody's gonna know, if I say I got a chance to watch a K-drama, that means I finally slowed down enough to sit and read some goddamn subtitles. You like a time for that?
You're funny. Yeah, well, in conclusion.
Yeah.